So let's take a few minutes here in silence together. And in these minutes, I encourage you to let yourself just be. Maybe letting go of the need to implement any particular practice or technique. Just being here now with whatever is here now. And of course, you can stay just sitting, not necessarily doing anything in particular. Or if you like, you can start to move attention to the breath, gentle and easy. So we're not tightening up or efforting in some major way, which means that your attention, your concentration might slip off, right? Because we're not grasping, we're not grinding on it. We're just gonna gently start to become aware of breath in the body. So physical awareness of breath in the body. And of course, you can focus in on a particular aspect, like the tip of the nose, nostrils, and belly, the chest, some particular area where you're experiencing breathing. My invitation to you is to actually allow physical awareness to spread out over the entirety of the experience of breathing, to whatever degree that's available. So, in a way, this is possibly making it more of an easeful, less effortful kind of experience of attention on the breath. We're not holding a particular point, striving to hold that point. Instead, it's not all that different from just being, from just sitting. It's just some gentle physical awareness on the body breathing. I'm using words like easy and gentle and just, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that this feels easy for you. Sometimes just sitting down and being with yourself, whatever it is you're doing in meditation, can feel like a lot. It can feel really confronting, challenging, frustrating, etc. So while the invitation is to be easy, to use less effort, don't use those prompts as a way to judge yourself or go into a space of feeling defeated because it's not easy for you. If that's what you're experiencing, that it's hard, can that be easy? Can you be easy and gentle with it being hard? Can you be with the way the breath feels in the body when you're feeling confronted or frustrated or sad? And if you start to feel like there's a lot of effort here, or it starts to seem like you're kind of tightening in on concentration, trying to concentrate, you might drop back into a just being for a few moments. With no object of focus, with no particular technique. This is what I've heard Adyashanti call true meditation. Of course, relatively true. And his description. But I will say that it seems to me that all the technique and all of the doing leads to a release, leads to a moment to moment opening to what is a really beautiful trust. a kind of quote unquote true state of being. And maybe if you start to feel that release of effort, that letting go of trying, of doing, you might again return to this easy, gentle, physical awareness of the breath, awareness from the breath, awareness from the breathing body. This breathing body just doing exactly what it does. No matter what unfolds in our material world, we cannot divorce ourselves from nature. And it doesn't matter if you live in a tall building and your feet only ever touch concrete, and you never go into the woods or dive in a ocean or sit in the desert at night. Doesn't matter. You're part of nature anyway. Now, of course, I do recommend all those things. It helps. It's needed. But no matter what occurs on this planet, no matter what occurs in this human realm, we cannot change the fact that we are part of the whole. The whole. So this breathing body is doing the same thing that any other part of nature is doing. It's doing what it does. Waves are crashing, tides are moving, changing, trees are growing. And the thing is you chop the trees down and you grind them up and you use them to make something. It's still nature doing what nature is doing in a new form. I prefer the trees are, for the most part, up and growing, thriving in that way, but nature's still doing what nature does in its different forms. Just as you are. So regardless of whatever emotions are moving through the body, whatever thoughts are moving through the mind, you're still deeply and unmistakably part of the natural world and beyond. And so perhaps as we sit here and we become aware from the breathing body, we can just trust all is as it is. It's like this. The waves aren't arguing with each other. The trees aren't trying to figure something out. And the cardboard box or the piece of paper that came from a tree is also not in conflict with itself. It's not judging itself. It's not trying to be a better piece of paper. The earth underneath you isn't striving. The sky isn't planning. Just for right now, just for now. Connecting with this aspect of being. This is not to negate the other aspects of being, the more relative, the more material, but we're practicing spending some time in a more absolute way of being, a less structured way of being. Now, if you'd like, zooming in a bit on a particular aspect of breathing and bringing with you this same attitude, this same sense of ease, of effortlessness, of non-striving. And just noticing, what is it like to utilize a bit of that, bit more of that sort of concentration while still hanging with this expansive and easy way of being, this natural way of being. So perhaps it's physical awareness in the nostrils, and it's like just being with that movement of the nostrils, being that movement of the nostrils. Not conjuring up some self that focuses really hard on the nostrils, but instead, nostrils. Movement, this expansion and contraction, these pressures and vibrations, this natural expression, this nature. So we stay loose, we stay open as we choose to point towards this particular area of the body. And can this particular area of the body be just as expansive as when we were with the whole body breathing? It doesn't have to be your nostrils, it could be another area. But in the same way, if it's the chest, then it's this movement, becoming aware from this movement. And if you find yourself becoming this meditator self that's trying hard to stay with this one part of the body, perhaps letting go and coming back to the whole body. No need to differentiate, distinguish, just being with the body, breathing. And once that tension, that striving has been released, Maybe again coming back to smaller area. Now, I invite all of us to come back to the whole body breathing. And if the tendency is to be trying to force this experience of, I can feel every part of my body at the same time, maybe let go of that and just notice that your body is aware. Your whole body is aware. The body breathing is aware. You don't have to make that happen. If someone were to come over and poke your leg with a pin, you wouldn't have to intentionally become aware of that sensation. The body is aware, it's ready, it's receiving, it's experiencing all the time. So we're just relaxing into what already is. And then perhaps opening up a bit more, letting go of even that gentle attention on the breathing and just being the body aware, the body experiencing. The body interacting with itself and everything else. And then without trying to make something in particular happen, just noticing, what is it like if you let this body that is so aware move intuitively, spontaneously, without any particular direction. What if you just trust the body to move exactly as it intends to, moment to moment? Intuitive, spontaneous, without any sort of logic. And as perhaps the body moves in this intuitive and spontaneous way, there continues to be this awareness from the body. So the movement is not to do something, it's not to create something, get rid of something. It's trusting that just like the waves, the body has natural, authentic movement that it might want to express. And then in the same natural, easy, intuitive, spontaneous way, perhaps the eyes open. And perhaps there's a way of seeing that feels maybe slightly more free, less in a space of, I know what that looks like, I know what this is, and more of a space of, whew, what is this? What is this here now? Fresh, surprising, beautiful. Okay. Thank you for practicing with me.